Hello and welcome to this late morning taste challenge. We have two blended Scotch whiskeys, not that close in price. We have Grant's blended Scotch whiskey, the Family Reserve. Well, this bottle says it now. It's known as Triple Wood. Same product. Use Triple Wood, ex bourbon barrels, virgin oak, and refill oak. Matured, blended, and bottled by William Grant and Sons Limited, Dufftown, Benshire, Scotland. This bottle was like $18 for the handle. That's 1,750 milliliters. Might cost you 20 now. Established 1887. That's how old this brand is. Had name changes over the years. They make a lot of other more like upscale Grants. This is the base model, the popular one that you see everywhere. Now the competitor is the Dimple Pinch from Diageo since 1893, age 15 years. No website listing. From Haig and Sons, the oldest Scotch company in the world, 1627, not 1827, 1627. And they're showing the crown with the thistle for the Kingdom of Scotland. Oh boy. This is going to run you $36 a bottle, but believe it or not, I got it for $24.99. So $24.99 for the standard size bottle, 750 milliliters, versus $18 or $19, I can't remember, for the 1,750 milliliter bottle. Let's look on the Grant's website. There's a bunch of hype, like we're all in this together, we're a family, and so forth. Grant's award-winning Triple Wood 12. I'd like to try the 12-year age, obviously. Then they talk about their distillery. But there's a lot more than just the Triple Wood and Triple Wood 12. There's a whole lot of Grants. You can get like 25-year aged, but it's going to be like $325, not $25. You know what I mean? So it's the same story with all these Scotch whiskey companies. You can typically pay $18 to $23 and get their standard version. And they're usually fine, nothing great, but fine. But then you can climb the ladder and go up into the $200, $300, $400 bottles. All of them. Grant's, Chivas Brothers, Johnny Walker, Glenmorangie, Tomatin, Glenfiddich, and so forth. It just goes on and on. So it's all about what you feel like paying. Well, at the time when I bought these, I just wanted to start at the bottom and climb the ladder. So would I be willing to go higher? I certainly would be willing to go higher, and I do plan to go higher. But there's so many base models that you can't get out of that, because there's like the famous grouse, and there's teachers and lauders, and it just goes on and on. All right. Anyway, so that becomes it's almost like it becomes a theoretical situation where, I'm going to climb the ladder, but you never can get out of the first rung because there's so many companies, meaning every company that's got a first rung. Oh, there's the Waste Management Company. Good. Scotch whiskey. William Grant and Sons whiskey making. Real old company. All right. They own a lot of brands, and it's not a small time outfit. It's family owned. All right. Kind of a small pour. Let's see if I can mimic that. probably not going to be enough to be able to tell them apart. I'm going to have to do a little bit more. So the dimple pinch in the weird triangular shaped bottle to keep it from rolling off the table on a British ship. It's got the metal wire, the wire screen. You can hold it by the wire, copper wire. Classic brand, not really popular today. Might have been popular in 1962, 72, probably 82. Probably started to fade. I can remember my grandmother had a bottle at her house, and I thought it was different, different. I don't need a whole lot more. I just couldn't understand as a child, why did this whiskey bottle have a metal mesh around it? But now I know. I never actually asked anybody back then. I know one guy probably would have known because he was in the Merchant Marine for about 40 years. Good morning to you, B Aviation. So I got to go out there and lift up the trash in a minute. Yeah, I'm gonna have to add a little bit more. I'm trying to get it even, but it's fighting. It's fighting me, Let's see. Yeah, one more drop. That'll work. All right, perfect. Yeah, some of these, if you can feel the weight differential, it can affect your neutrality. In other words, you'll start to be tipped off. All right, so you go over here. I have improved my opinion. My opinion of grants has improved. I mean, I was pretty hostile toward it at the beginning, but now I'm starting to realize that maybe it wasn't just it. It might be me a little bit. But I'm not totally convinced because I don't think it's that great. But anyway, it's lighter. Light gold versus amber gold. Which makes sense because this is not aged that long, and this is aged at least 15 years. And that is the youngest Scotch whiskey in the blend, 15 years. I think Grants talks about, no. Let's see. Built in 1963. All right, so 59 years ago, Gervon Distillery was an amazing feat at the time, taking just 9 months to build this. That's a factory. And if you look at the photo, that's a factory. All right, it's like a chemical plant. Glenfiddich and their sister distillery is Glenfiddich, 1887, which would be their single malt whiskey. So I guess Gervon is a huge column still. So I guess grain whiskey, grain alcohol. Patent still 1990, enabling our unique method of making grain whiskey. Patent still. Today, our Gervon grain whiskey, I knew it, is one of the best in the world and is at the heart of every single bottle of Grants. Well, they claim their grain spirit is the best in the world. Maybe it is. I don't know. Haven't done grain spirits taste challenges. Rocco the dog. I'm not really going to watch and interested in a video about that. Oh, there's a bunch of hype. You can read the website. I'm sure it's fine. Show the master blender sniffing all the different whiskeys. their story. Showing William Grant wearing a military uniform. You might want to look up William Grant and Sons website, their corporate, the main company website, when they have all the links to the other brands. Might be a better link. Good morning, everyone, says Michael Hill. Good morning to you. Okay. I get a little vanilla. And well, grains, cereal grains, and of course 40% alcohol. But it's mild, mellow, fine. Same thing here, but I think I'm getting a little honey. And I know that the Diageo's, the Dimple Pinch had a honey top white bread crust thing going. So, but on the aroma, really, honestly, it's difficult. And I'm not going to take the risk of trying to guess because I really don't know. So, cheers. Pretty sweet vanilla and nougat, like you get in a Three Musketeers bar. Some marshmallow. I think that's part of nougat. Could be wrong. That seems to be similar. That spongy thing. Wood, honey. Some sort of sugar. All right. The predominance of the oak barrel is so heavy here that there is no way this can be Grant's. It's got to be the Dimple Pinch. So when you get the Dimple Pinch, it's like a strong, but I wouldn't say harsh. It isn't harsh. It's a strong, bold, we could say pronounced. Yes, pronounced. Honey top white bread crust, and then there's the underneath the crust is the bread dough, and then underneath that at the foundation, like the floor, the ground level, but it's like a frame building off the ground. So that's the wood, the oak barrel. And I think I'm really getting a handle on it. Comment. Jim Jones. That's half as old as I am. I bet it is good. It is good. It's not great, like the most outstanding thing, but it's really good. So I'm going to say this is the Dimple Pinch. Now, I've got to take this into account. If you buy a bottle of Dimple Pinch, it's going to probably cost you about $36. Happily, I got my bottle at Walmart for $24.99. Crazy price, right? But look how low it's getting. Can you believe it? But let's forget my price because you're not going to find it for that. So $36. Okay, 36. Now you can buy a whole handle of Grants. It's a standard size bottle plus 1,000 milliliters extra. So really, what it is, it's a liter. That's the bar room bottles liter, and the 750, the grocery store, liquor store bottles, put together in a big handle. They call it a handle because it's got like a handle on it where you can grab it. The Johnny Walker has an actual handle like that. So does the King Robert II. So, but you can get this for $20. I mean, am I really noticing that great of a difference? I don't think I'm noticing. And I'm shocked, really, because I thought, I'm thinking, oh, Dimple Pinch is going to just massacre. It's going to be a massacre. But it actually hasn't worked out that way. So 1887, it says Glenfiddich, 1887. That's their single malt distillery, Glenfiddich. So if you like Glenfiddich Scotch, and millions of people do, that's the single malt that's being blended in with the grain spirits from their 1963 distillery. So people are saying, well, that's pretty significant Scotch whiskey being blended in. It's not some just run-of-the-mill garbage. There's no doubt about that. I've had the Glenfiddich 12-year. I loved it. I got to get a bottle. But Panthers Rule says, $36 for a fifth? Yeah, correct. I don't know why, but all my local bars use a 750 milliliter. Oh, they do? Yeah, around here, it's mostly like liter bottles. 1,000 milliliter bottles here. All right, so I'm going to say this is the Dimple Pinch. Ha ha, I got it right. Well, I feel better now because I had been getting it wrong. I was starting to get really despondent. And I was like saying, oh, you don't have a taste for it. You're never going to get it right. Just give up. But I say, no, I'm going to keep fighting, And so now I'm really noticing every time I do the taste challenges that the Dimple Pinch has some certain particular characteristics. The honey-topped white bread dough crust and the strong, I don't mean super strong, but relatively strong wood application, oak wood application. So that kind of tips me off. Now, you can say it's cheating, but it's not cheating because I'm just using my recollection to do it in a blind taste test. So if I have the notes, I'm going to use the notes. It's like my friend David when he does blind taste tests. If he's going to use very clever clues to guess, well, I can't hold that against him, especially since he might have only tried the products once or twice in his life. So, I mean, it's like a taste challenge that doesn't mean a whole lot. Now, if it's something like Budweiser or Miller High Life, yeah, it means something because he'll be the first one to say, I've drunk that 1,000 times, each one of them 1,000 times. So there's much more pressure to get it right. See, vanilla, nougat, even some cherry notes like cherry wood or cherry skin. You say, well, didn't you say terrible things about Grant's whiskey in the past? I did say some pretty bad things about it. But to be fair to myself, though, I've said this before, when you review a whiskey against A, then B, then D, C, I forgot C, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Each time you do the taste challenge, it's strange because it'll taste different. I don't know why, but it's got to be something about the product, and how it interacts with other products. But if you think a whiskey is going to taste the same every time, that could be rum or brandy or tequila, it doesn't. They don't taste the same every time when you put them into challenges against other brands. Is what I'm talking about. Now, James P. Madonna was really bragging on Grant's for a number of years, and Glen Silver, which I haven't seen yet. And he doesn't do taste challenges all day, all month long or ever. But I'm thinking now, yeah, probably he was noticing things I didn't catch, and I was overlooking things that probably I should have caught but I didn't. And so then there was the lower than expected score. That it was probably unfair, But I try to be honest. I'm not ever saying, I'm going to show them. I'm going to do a review, and I already know what my score is going to be. I'll get them. I'll get them all. I don't ever do that. I just review them as they come, and I have no horse in the race. Like literally, I have no horse in the race. I don't have money on Rich Strike or anybody else. I'm just doing the reviews and the taste challenges just to see what happens. So, yeah, already said which was which. So, the Grants has those things, but the Dimple Pinch has much more wood and honey top. Okay, in other words, I guess a single regular size bottle of Grants would be about, it's probably like $14, 15, 14, 15, $16. And so 16 times 2 is 32. So we're looking at twice the price plus $4. So over twice the price. Is the Dimple Pinch really worth double the price plus $4? Not too sure about that. I mean, now you're starting to talk about a pretty good amount of money. So you say, well, I can buy a lot of other stuff with that. I think I'll put it like this. I think this is a good way to frame it. If you've never had Dimple Pinch before, you say, well, I had Grants. It was fine, and whatnot. And I've never had Dimple Pinch, and you want to try it once to say, oh, all right, I'll pay the $36. I'll buy the bottle. Okay. It's worth it then, because then you say, I get to try it, do comparisons and all of that. All these exercises, as we could call them. But to say, well, what about on a regular day basis, just buying it, for everyday drinking? Yeah, yeah, I don't think I'm seeing a $20 difference. I don't know really if I'm seeing a $10 better product. Wouldn't have said that 2 years ago. I would have said, yeah, never say it. Is the Dimple Pinch better than Grant's? Oh, it's clearly better. It's better. It's a better product. It's just more developed. It's aged longer, 15 years. It has more character, more savoir-faire, more cachet, and all that. All right. But is it $20 better? Like I say, I don't know if it's $10 better. So when you start to evaluate the flavor versus the investment actualities, I'm not going to say potential because it's the actuality, what you actually invested. Yeah, I don't see it being $10 better, especially $20 better. So, I mean, yeah, you can't control the price. So if you go to the liquor store or in Louisiana, the grocery store, and you see Dimple Pinch for 36, heck, buy it. Only pay $24.99. Haha. And if you see the Grants for $18 to $20, oh well, regular size bottle, $15 to $20, because with the prices these days, you can't be sure. But significantly cheaper. Yes, I would buy both, and I would say that you're probably going to get what you expect. But on a regular, if I was doing it every day, if I was like a regular whiskey drinker, and I'm not, I'll admit that I'm not a regular whiskey drinker. I'm not. A true story. But if I was, I mean, heck, I'd save the money. I would save the money and just get the Grants. It's a trade-off. You're getting less of a whiskey, but then you're paying a lot less. See, so it's a balancing act, and I think in this case, the balancing act will favor the thrifty, conscious consumer for that usage of it. Now, if you say, well, I want to try them, I've never had either one. Well, then, well, hey, you got to pay. You got to pay them. And it's still not a loss. Because, like I said, the Dimple Pinch does justify the $36 price point. It does. Just wouldn't do it every day, every week, every month, whatever, whatever people buy. I know they got people buy Scotch whiskey every 2 weeks. Twice a month, they're buying a new bottle. Now, you might be saying, you kidding me? Twice a month? You crazy? It's once a week. Well, I'm not part of that culture, but, I don't watch Mad Men. But anyway, I did watch the Wild World of Sports. But anyway, they're both really nice, but especially the Dimple Pin. Orangey, outside on that blanket, on that towel. I mean, she's not coming inside. I'm not letting her inside. She was running behind me when I went to well, I gotta go bring in the trash. So she's always running underneath my feet like a baby. Like, really, they say these cats are like a baby. It's like an extended kittenhood. And I see that because the cat is 2-3 years old, and she crying all the time. I'll say, oh, you're not 2 years old in human years. You know what I'm saying? You're not a toddler. But they cry like that, Okay, it seems like it would be cheaper to use handles, or like you said, the 1 liter bottles. It would be cheaper per ounce, yes. It is cheaper per ounce. The cherry note would be enough for me to consider it. Yes, I agree with that. It is worth considering. Where's Orangey? Okay, we talked about that. Hey guys, a view is a view. My cat is very annoying, laughing out loud, and runs into my feet too. It says Michael Hill. Yeah, this cat, like, I walk in a straight, like I'll say, I'm going to walk to the back of the house. So I'm walking like that, But she runs like zigzag. It's like trying to cut you off, like make you trip. I don't think she's trying to make you trip. She's trying to stop you so that you'll stop walking, get down on your knees, and just be petting her and holding her. And, that's how they are. So I was like, no. You have to go. She likes to be outside. So if she cries to come in, she'll be inside for 20 minutes, purring, rubbing up against me and all that. But then she invariably want to go outside because, she don't want to miss the action. There could be a possum, could be a squirrel, could be a raccoon, could be an alligator, could be a bullfrog. She wants to see who, or one of her fellow cats. Oh, who's coming around? So she doesn't really want to miss out on all that excitement. Panthers rule said, I fall enough on my own, unfortunately. Yeah, without a cat helping you trip. John and Neely says, Grant's triple is fantastic. Well, I don't know about fantastic, but it's better than I had originally thought. So yeah, okay, I'll retract my statements. I said negative things. Okay, I'm sorry. But it cannot, no. It cannot compete with the Dimple Pinch. I'm sorry, but it cannot. It just can't. But then why would it? It's half the price. So Yvonne 55 O'Connor says, cool glasses. Oh, thank you. And I want to thank the people that gave me. There was a person that gave me these glasses. But he told me, don't tell people who gave it to you. Okay, so I won't tell anybody. What's up, Ron? Just finishing a whiskey taste challenge. All right, well, thanks, everybody. And tomorrow evening at 6:30 Eastern, we're going to do a Fandango Friday with liquor and or liqueurs. In my case, it'll be liqueur, Irish cream liqueur, in fact. and a beautiful product at that. Mm. Yes.